I need to go, and I had a meeting this morning. Where's the camera not? Okay, can everyone hear? Can someone please just confirm with a thumbs up that you can hear me? Okay, thank you. Okay, I just want to go over some rules quickly for everyone that is here and online on the session. Anaid, you are not going to drink that in my class, and you know the rules. Stop that. No, not now. It was just break. Okay. It's going to be short. Okay, so rules for the session. You are quiet. It is going to be recorded. You are quiet. You are focusing. Are you not eating Nintendo? No. At the end of the session, I will say now for questions, and then I will go and help you that are here, and I will answer questions. During the hour, when I'm talking, you are quiet. If you start talking and you're interrupting, I will send you out because that is disrespectful. That is rude. So you are focusing and you are paying attention. Do we understand? Okay, please take out something to write on. Are we going to be able to watch it? Yes. Yes. At home, it will be recorded. Okay, so hello all of you at home. I'm going to be starting this session. So can someone please just send a thumbs up when you can see my screen? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at firstly the BODMAS questions. I'm going to select a few that are, because a lot of them you'll see that they are quite similar. For example, 1A and G basically follow the same pattern and so on. Okay, I'm only going to select a few and then I'm going to do those. So these are from your practice questions. So let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, let's do. Okay, I'm going to look at, let's look at this column because before when I did it in class, I looked at the other column. So here, I'm going to be looking at number G. So with G here, when we have a negative times a negative times a negative. So remember, we have relationships. You can only have two relationships at a time. So with multiplication, firstly, I'm going to have a relationship here. Negative and a negative will have a positive relationship. Then this positive and this negative will have a negative relationship. So my answer will have a negative. Then I do just my numbers. 4 times 6 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48. And my answer is negative 48. Then moving on to H. So H, remember we are following BODMAS the whole time. Okay, so first thing with BODMAS, B brackets. Brackets is only if there's a calculation in the brackets. If there's no calculation, then we are not starting with the brackets there because we can't do anything in the brackets. So here, this -8, we can't do anything in there. By the way, those you guys can focus on here. I'm not going to be talking to you. I'm going to be talking here. Okay, just so that's okay. So because I can't look at you and look at okay. So then I'm going to start with O of to the power of. So this is my exponents here. So firstly, I have square root of 100 and I have 9 to the power of 2 there. Square root of 100, you need to know your squares and your cubes. You need to know this off by heart. So square root of 100 is what times what gives me 100. That is 10. 10. Okay, then I look here. You can see here the 2 is right next to the 9. There's not a bracket, which means the 2 only applies to the 9. So that means this is 9 to the power of 2, not -9, 9 to the power of 2. 9 to the power of 2 means 9 times 9, which is 81, because I know my timetables and I know my squares. So then what do I have? I have the 10 minus 3 times -8. minus 81. Because remember, this stays. It was not part of this. Now, looking again, BODMAS, I now have multiplication. I'm looking at this. Negative and a negative will have a positive. 3 times 8 is 20. 24? Yeah, 24. So then I write what I have left. 10 plus 24 minus 81. 10 plus 24 is 34 minus 81 is going to be 47. Could someone please confirm 47?
What?
Yeah, I think it is 40. No, yeah, 47. It's negative 47 though. Because remember, 34, if we look at number line, so here we'd have 0, here we'd have negative, whatever, negative 10, positive 10. So positive 34 is all the way here. When I minus, I go this direction by 81 jumps. So negative 30, so 34, 33, 32, 31, up until minus negative. I go in the negative direction by 81 jumps. Another trick way to think about this, which I don't teach because it is a trick way and I want you to understand, is we could say 81 minus 34, 11 minus 4, 7, 7 minus 3, 4. And my answer is a negative though, because it was a smaller number minus a bigger number. So my answer is negative 47. So it's a trick way. I don't teach the trick way because if you figure it out on your own, that's perfect. But you should not have to rely on trick ways. You need to rely on understanding. Understanding, if you understand, then you can use the tricks. Okay. I'm not going to look at number I because I, if you can do G, you can do I. Just remember, if we look here, if there's no sign in front, it is a positive. So we are still going to have relationships. Okay. I'm going to look at J now. So, yes, there is a bracket, but there is not a calculation in the bracket. It's just a negative 3 in the bracket. Okay. So then I'm moving on to of. Here I have squared. This whole bracket, do you see the 2's outside of the bracket? So it means the whole bracket, negative 3 is to the power of 2, which means negative 3 times negative 3. So this, let me do a different color. I don't know if you can see orange. Let me do it. No, I already have that. Okay. So that means this negative is going to obviously stay. That means it'll be negative 3 times negative 3. Negative and a negative is a positive. 3 times 3 is 9. So this negative stays the same. And this is now replaced with a positive 9. Here, the 2 is next to the 4, meaning it only applies to the 4. So this will be 4 times 4, which is 16. So I have here, I'm going to carry on writing here, negative 9. No. Oh, sorry. That's my mistake. Negative. Then in brackets, positive 9. Minus this minus. My answer is 16. Here I have a relationship. It will be negative. Negative 9 minus 16 is negative 25. Okay. I'm going to look at now number K. Let's look at number K over here. So firstly, here I do have brackets. And I see there is a calculation that I can do. It's not just one number in the bracket. There is a calculation. Firstly, I look at this 4 to the power of 2. The 2 is right next to the 4, meaning it only applies to the 4. So this will then be 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. So what I'm going to have is I still have the 0,8 plus this turning to 16 minus 5. That is what I have now. Then next step, I do the calculation that is in the brackets. So 16 minus 5 is 11. So I have 0,8 plus 11. This is easy plus. Do not overcomplicate yourself. If I were to do it in column method, 11 plus 0,8 place values, then this is a 0 here. 0 plus 8 is 8, comma stays the same. 1 plus 0 is 1, 1. But do you notice, I can just say 0, 8 plus 11 is 11, 8. Easy. It's really not difficult. If you can do this one, you'll be fine for the one in your exam. Okay, please do not try to say 11 plus 8 is 19. Please, so help me, please. Okay, then moving on to L. L is a complicated one, okay? You will get one like this in your exam, so please be prepared. So let's look at L. I have 5, no, let's actually look at it from here. Okay, I'm going to use highlighters. So first thing, BODMAS, B, brackets. There are no brackets. So I'm not going to do brackets. There are none. So I move on to O. There are no exponents. I move on to D, division. Here I have division. So I need to do this now. A fraction divided by a whole number. Do not make your life complicated. Simplify the fraction first. 10 over 2 is the same as 10 divided by 2. And can you say I will send you out? 2 goes into 10 5 times. So this becomes 5. Then I have 5 divided by 5, which is 1. You get a mark for simplifying this into 5. You get a mark for saying that after I've divided 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. This is 2 marks. A small thing gives you 2 marks already. And this is baby work. So you have to go step by step. You get a lot of marks for small little things. Show all steps. Now that I'm done with that, let's focus on the multiplication. Of in math means times. You should know this off by heart by now. So I'm going to focus on this first. So I have 5 over 6 of in math is times 24. I turn 24 into a fraction by putting it over 1. Then with my fractions, top times top, bottom times bottom. 5 times 24. I'm going to do column way. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, 120. 6 times 1 is 6. 120 divided by 6 is 20. So then this whole thing, the answer is 20. So now let me use a different color actually. So far what I have is this has become 20. This plus stays. This whole thing has become 1. And I just have this bit at the end left, which I'm going to highlight in yellow. That's all I have left is the highlighted part in yellow. So now, there is no sign in front of the 8, meaning that it is positive. So now I have a negative times a positive, negative relationship. 3 times 8 is 24. So now I have 20 plus 1 minus 24. 20 plus 1 is 21 minus 24 is negative 3. And that is my final answer here. This is my final answer. For number, for this one. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next one. Simplifying using like and unlike terms. So here, I'm only going to look at number A, because A is the hardest one from here, but the one in your exam will be easier than this. So if you can do A here, you will be fine for the exam. Okay. So let's look here. Firstly, here I have some brackets, so I know that I need to do something. It's not just straightforward like C and like D. There is brackets, meaning there are relationships or calculations. So here, I see I've got a bracket. So this is negative, and a positive is going to be negative. So this will be negative 3y. Here, between this and the bracket is a times. Now I have a relationship. Focus on the numbers only. Positive, negative, negative. 2 times 4 is 8, and it stays the x. So what do I have left? So now I got rid of this whole thing and I turned it into that. Got rid of this whole thing, turned it into that. I still have the 20x minus 14x minus 3y plus 2 minus 8x. This is what I have left. I'm going to write it in black at the bottom, or I'll do it up over here so you can see it nice and clearly. So this is what I had after I did my calculations. Now let's take a highlighter. Highlight all the ones that have an X in the same color. Okay, no more have an X. Now let's do a different color. All the ones with a Y, I'm going to highlight in pink. Okay, there's no more. Now, all the ones without any letters is going to be in blue. Now, when I simplify, I can only work with the same colors. I can't plus or minus with different colors. It has to be the same colors. So now I'm only going to look at the yellow. I'm only going to focus on the numbers. So firstly, 20 minus 14 is 6. 6 minus 8 is negative 2, and it is yellow. It is my X. There's no other pink, so I can't do anything else, but it still exists. I still have a pink, so I rewrite it. Now, there's no other blues. I can't do anything with the blue, but it still exists. It does not disappear. So I rewrite it as is. And this is my final answer here for my simplification. If you can do this one, you will be fine for the exam. Okay, I want to scroll down. Okay, here. I'm going to look at number E. So here for number E, I have x to the power of 3 is equal to negative 1. Remember, so that means x to the power of 3 must be equal to this. My cubes, it means what times what times what gives me negative 1. My opposite of cubed is cube root. So what is the cube root of 1? The cube root of 1 will give me this answer. You don't actually need to worry too much about it. Don't worry about the negative. So think about, what is the cube root of 1? I know 1 times 1 times 1 gives me 1. 1 times 1 is 1 times 1 is 1. It is not 3. 1 times 1 times 1 is not 3. Okay? So now that gives me positive 1, but I need to get a negative. You need to think, okay, what do I know about multiplying negatives? If this was all negatives, what would my answer give? So negative 1 times negative 1, negative and a negative is a positive. 1 times 1 is 1. But it's to the power of 3, meaning I need to multiply by another negative 1. Because here I multiplied by negative 1. So I can't multiply 2 times negative 1 and then a positive 1. That's not how it works. Positive, negative, negative, 1 times 1 is 1. So that means that negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 equals to negative 1. So therefore, negative 1 to the power of 3 is equal to negative 1, meaning x is equal to negative 1. Here in this example, in E, you do not have to worry about steps. The way to do steps for solving for x with exponents, you will only learn in grade 8. Do not worry about steps now. Now you need to be able to know that -1 to the power of 3 is going to be equal to -1. That is what you need to know. Okay. I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, Emma? Okay, I'll be back just now. Come back. Wow. I will remove you if you are Ganesh, do not walk on your chair. Zaydan, I will say goodbye to you if you are not going to behave in the session. Be mindful of those that are here and are actually here to learn. Okay, we need to be mindful of each other. Please be respectful. Okay, moving on. So now I'm going to look at number F and then number H. Number G, we've done lots of actually, let me look at not F, not G. I'm going to look at H and C because C is sort of an all-rounder. So we've looked at this many times before. First thing, when I have this, the easiest thing to move is my +1. Remember, I want my x alone. I do not want there to be anything around my x. My x must be alone on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to move the +1 to the other side. Opposite of +1 is -1. So on this side, I only have a 3x left. Then I will have 16 minus 1. It moves to the end. We do not go and try to squeeze it in here. No, no, no. There's no space. We move it to the end. Oh, wait. I need to quickly plug in my other laptop before it dies. This one is my school one. This one is my home one. I don't take my school one home with me. I love my home one because it has touch screen and it can even do this. Okay. And you can but you can fold it flat into tablets. Okay, not now. Okay, I'm moving on. Salem, you rock on your chair. By the way, this is being recorded, so that means when other people are watching at home, they're going to be like, "Oh, Maxine, look at he's rocking on his chair." Because you're also rocking on your chair. And I know that you do not have a fear of public speaking because you were an MC, so I can say it. Okay. 5, 4, 3. Okay. Who's writing? My laptop can also fold. That's cool. Okay. So now I'm minusing 1 here. 16 minus 1 is 15. I have 3x is equal to 15. Now I need to move my 3. My x must be alone. Move it to the end. This between the 3 and the x, there is a times. We have done this. So opposite of times when I move it to the other side is divide. So I will now have, let me scroll down a bit. I will now have x is equal to 15 divided by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Done. Okay. You get a mark for each step. So please do your steps. Now I'm going to look at number H. Okay, number H here. So first thing that I must move is my minus 2. When I move it to the other side, opposite of minus is plus. So here I will have x over 5 is equal to 28 plus 2. 28 plus 2 is 30. Esenaka, please close the door because the grades, I don't even know what grade that is, but they are too loud. They are too loud. No, it's fine. So then I still have on this side x over 5. Now, I want my x alone. I need to move the 5. This means x divided by 5. When I move the 5 to the other side, opposite of divide is times. So x will be 30 divided by, not divide, I'm so sorry, times 30 times 5, x equal to 150. But I know, do you know why I chose one like this? There's one like this in your exam because I know what you're all going to do. You're going to be like, oh, 5 can go into 30, it must be divide. Ha, no, it's times. I give you one like this in your exam, so please. Because if you think about it, if I were to do 30, let's say this is now 30 divided by 5, that's going to give me 6. 6 over 5 minus 2 is not going to give me 28. That means it's not true then. Okay, here, looking at this question now. So, remember, coefficient is what am I multiplying with the variable. Variables are letters. Variables are the easiest to identify. So, my variable for, I'm going to look at number C. Variable for C is X and Y. They are my letters. X and Y, easy peasy. 2 marks for free. Now, constant, also easy peasy. Constant is just the number. Oh, it's supposed to be pink there. Just the number 7. Easy. Amos, what do you want? No, it will be after. It's a number that's alone. Whatever number's alone. So in number B, it would be 9. In number A, it would be 2. It's the number alone without any letters. By the way, hold on. I see hands. Write questions in the chat. I will answer it at the end. Okay, let's just move on to coefficients. Okay, coefficient is what am I multiplying? So let me get a different color. Let's do yellow. Coefficient of x. So what am I timesing by x? In A, I'm timesing by 3. So here it would be 3. In C, what is in front of the x here? When there is nothing there, it is a 1. So I'm timesing 1. Now let's look at y. Coefficient of y. In number B, it is 2. Here it is 1. Okay. It cannot be 0 because coefficient is what I'm multiplying. So let's say I have x. If I were to say 1 times x is x because 1 times 4 is 4. If I say 0 times x, that equals to 0. So 0 times 4 would be equal to 0. Look at how different my answers would be. Here, to get x alone, it has to be The number that I'm multiplying has to be 1. Okay, I want to move on. Yes. 3. Anything without a letter. Okay, moving on. Here's substitution. I'm going to look at number F. Okay? I want to quickly just tell you guys. So, you guys know, if a teacher's not here, you've had subs before, correct? Yes. So, when you have subs, if, let's say, Mrs. Stradom is sick, she's not at school. Does that mean when you go to her class, is she going to be there? No. There's another teacher going to be there. So if I tell you, okay, this X here is Mrs. Stradom. I tell you, she's sick, she's at home. This teacher will be in Mrs. Stradom's class. So why would I still put Mrs. Stradom there if she's not going to be here? I will not. I will then say between the 3 and the X, remember there's a times. You know this. So 3 times, not X, not Mrs. Stradom, 12. The substitute teacher. The rest stays the same. Then I tell you, oh, oops, I'm absent. This teacher is filling in for me. That means I'm not going to be there. The 6 needs to be there. This is my class. I am not there. This is there. So it's going to be, this minus stays the same. Instead of this, it will be me. Not me, someone else. Easiest thing is keeping it in brackets. When you change something, put it in brackets. Because sometimes you might change it for a negative. And you need to make sure you don't make mistakes. Now, this is basic maths. 3 times 12 is 36 over 6 minus 6. 36 divided by 6 is 6 minus 6 is 0. This is literally basic maths that you would have done even before, you would have maybe done this in grade 5. Only difficult part here is you are substituting. Remember 3x. If I say x is equal to 12, that does not mean that this is my 3x is 312. No, wrong. 3x means 3 times x. Do we understand? Okay, moving on. Number patterns. Yes. I'm going to look at number 7 only, because if you can do number 7, you will be fine with the number 7b. You will be fine with the rest. So, yes. More? Amos, give it back. Amos, I will make you come sit here if you're unable to behave. Yeah, 44 people. Ha. Okay, so now, first step, remember, we've done number patterns. You literally did it last year. So, with number patterns, step 1, what am I always plussing or minusing? Here, from 0 to 4, I need to plus 4. From 4 to 8, I need to plus 4. That means my constant difference is 4. Remember with my rule, I write that Tn is equal to n times. I times it by always plusing, which is going to be 4. Then, remember, each number is in a position. In my pattern, 0 is in the first position. I now need to say, this is my n, this is my Tn. Now, when my n is 1, that means 1 times 4 equals to 4. But I'm supposed to get 0. So I need to think, okay, from 4 to get to 0, I need to plus or minus what? I need to minus 4. Gives me 0. So my rule is times 4 minus 4. Done. Then if I wanted to find out, for example, what number will be in the 10th position, I say 10 times 4 is 40 minus 4 is 36. So in the 10th position, I will have the number 36. No 6 7. Okay, moving on. Here. We're actually almost done with paper 1, hey? Okay, cool. I'm only going to look at number 10 because number 10 and number 8 is the same. Okay, let's look at this. So, by the way, you will get one like this. I did not give you 2 to practice with just to not give it to you in your exam. I would not do that. So, Aiden, Lerato, and Kanye have a total of 72 marbles. Oh. You need to go to the bathroom, just go. Those that are in their own homes are not asking me to go, they are just going.
Can I go?
Well, you don't listen and go.
You can go catch.
Okay. 72 marbles. The number of marbles they have is in the ratio 3 to 2 to 1 respectively. I'm just going to stop there. Let's not go into ifs. Let's stop there. When I have ratios, I need to follow my 3 steps. Step 1, I add all of my ratios, all of my numbers together. So that is step 1. Step 1, I plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. Step 2, I take my total and I divide it by my answer in step 1. 72 divided by 6 is 12. Step 3, I take each of my ratios. So it's Aiden, Lerato, and Kanye. So I'm just going to do ALK. I'm not going to write out the names in full. For Aiden, his number was 3. Lerato number was 2. Kanye number was 1. And I times it by my answer in step 2, 12. 3 times 12 is 36. 2 times 12 is 24. 1 times 12 is 12. I've only read the first 2 sentences of my word problem, and I've already gotten 4 marks. No, 5 marks. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. Now I'm going to carry on reading. If Lerato gives 25% of her marbles to Kanye, and afterwards Kanye gives a third of his marbles to Aiden, how many marbles does Aiden have now? So first thing, Lerato gives 25% of her marbles to Kanye. My thinking is, okay, 25% of her marbles. How many marbles is 25%? So, how many? 25% of Lerato's marbles. She has 24. I turn this into a fraction by putting it over 100. Percent means 100. Of is times. Turn this into a fraction over 1. Then I do 25 times 24. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. Then goes 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. 600. So I have 600. 100 times 1 is 100. I simplify. 6 over 1 is the same as 6. That means 25% of 24 is 6. So Laratu gives 6 marbles to Kani. So Kani had 12. Now Kani will have 12 plus 6, 18 marbles. Next thing. Afterwards, Kani gives a third of his marbles to Aiden. Kani now has 18. My thinking is, what is a third of 18? A third of means times 18, put over fraction over 1. 1 times 18 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So that means Aiden, so now Kanye gives Aiden 6 marbles. So in total, Aiden had 36 plus 6, it's going to be 42 marbles. And this is my highest level question for my exam. Yeah. Okay. I want to move on. There's one more question, but I'm not going to read it. Let me see who's typing stuff. Ma'am, are we just doing... Oh, to answer Ndabentle's question, so you're not going to say x plus y, you just say xy. Or you can actually say x plus y, or you can say x and y. Yeah. Come on, did you have a question? Oh, so that's what you'd say. Either way, as long as you mention both variables or all the variables, that's correct. Gareth, yes, we are going to do paper 1. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time to touch on paper 2, but remember there is a session next week. Thursday, you have 2 sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon or evening on paper 2. So just like paper 1, you're going to have 1 session today, 1 session on Saturday. You will have 2 sessions for paper 2. I rather don't want to combine paper 1 and 2, just so that you don't get confused and think, okay, but is this in the exam on Monday or is it not? So I think rather I'll keep it separate. I don't know if there's anyone who disagrees with that, but in the class that's here, do you guys disagree? Should I only do paper 1? Or... Okay, so that was the decision. There's 2 sessions paper 2, so we'll do just as much revision for paper 2 as we are doing for paper 1. Okay, last question that I want to look at before I will open up the floor for questions. Maketi, turn on your volume on your device. Okay, question 9. Are we going to use marks if we use either one? No. As long as, if you only say, okay, let me just wait for the noise to go away. Okay. If there are 2 variables, if there's x and y and you tell me it's only x, then you are going to lose half a mark because the variable, it's not just x, there is an x and a y. It is like saying me and Danielle go to the field for break time, but I only said that I was on the field. What was Danielle doing? Danielle was also on the field. We can't pretend Danielle does not exist. He was also there. You have to tell me both. Otherwise, when, Bokang times 2 asks me who was on the field, I'm going to say, oh, only I was. I don't know where Danielle was. Meanwhile, he was there on the field. Do we understand?
Yes.
Okay. So, number 9, I am not going to write down. I will explain, but I will not write down. Okay. So, pay attention. In the equation, x is equal to square root of 4. Why can x be equal to 2 and x can be equal to -2? Explain. When I say explain, that means you need to justify, you need to show me, either in words or with numbers, why it can be 2 and -2. So remember, square is a number times a number. So square root is what times what gives me that number. So just by knowing square root of 4, you need to know your squares and cubes. Square root of 4, from what we did in the beginning of the year, before we looked at integers, Amos, stop it. Before we looked at integers, square root of 4 was 2, only 2. Because I know, sorry, hold on. I know that 2 times 2 is equal to 4. After doing integers, which is negative numbers, if I multiply 2 negatives, it gives me a positive. Yes, Maketi, you are the only one that can't hear. Please turn up your volume on your device and make sure that the output is whatever your device is.
Nobody can't hear you saying that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not going to type now. I'm going to explain. Okay. Ma'am, if he can't hear you, he won't know what you. Yes, I've realized that, but it's. I know you are. You picked it up. Okay. Focus. So I know that a negative times a negative gives me a positive. So if negative 2 times negative 2 will give me a positive number, 2 times 2 is 4. Therefore, 2 times 2 gives me 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 gives me 4. That means square root of 4 can be equal to negative 2 or positive 2. It can be either or. In a grade 7 level, you'd say it can be equal to negative 2 or positive 2. In grade 8, 9, 10 level, it will be done with graphs where you will figure out based on the graph that x is only equal to 2 or only equal to negative 2. Now, grade 7 level, it is equal to either or. Grade 8, 9, 10, it will also be equal to either or, but your final answer will tell you it's only going to be a positive or negative. But for now, it can be either. So you can either explain in words by saying that, or you can show 2 times 2 equals to 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 equals to 4. That means square root of 4 can be either, because 2 to the power of 2 is 4. Negative 2 to the power of 2 is 4. Will there be a recording? Yes, this is recorded. You'll be able to see it in the chat. So once it takes usually about, because the session has been long, it usually takes about like 30 minutes, and then the recording is available. I will also email the recording to your parents, but it will be available here for you to watch at any time. And the session on Saturday, which is basically going to be exactly the same as the session, okay, will also be recorded. Okay. So remember, there is still a session on Saturday that will basically be the exact same as this session. So for those that attended today, you don't have to attend Saturday as well. You can if you want to. It is your choice. Or you can just rewatch this recording. Okay. I'm now going to stop sharing and I'm going to answer any questions. Quiet, I want to hear. Zaydan, what do you want to say?
Ma'am, how long is the paper?
The paper is 90 minutes. So that means it is 90 minutes for 60 marks. So there's more than enough time for you to complete the full paper and go through it again and recheck every single answer. Yes, Kesa, you can leave if you have no questions. Dabentle, the pass mark is 40%. Okay, if you have no questions, thank you. I can't turn on my camera because it's, oh wait, maybe I can do it here. Okay.
your future.